Hi guys, welcome to Chakra Sessions. I'm your host, Jo Labbé. We are here this evening for Soul Connections. And this is a time where you get to connect with your soul and your spiritual team. And we invite you to heal yourself. And I am here to be a conduit to help you with your own personal healing journey. And that's what we do. So good evening, everybody. Let's see who's in the house. My goodness, some comments already. Lindsay says, looking forward to this. Haven't been able to be on in a while. Well, welcome back. Glad to see you. Rochelle is asking for her card, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Hi, Rob. What do you know? Glad to see us starting off on the right foot this evening. And Rochelle didn't think she would be home in time for the broadcast. So see, look at how the universe did that. Hi, Jill. Glad you're on. I will pull a card for you after. Hi, Mary. Nice to see you. And Lindsay, of course. Hi, Neshi. Welcome to the show. Hi, Karen. And Crystal. Amazing. I'm glad so many people are on already. So I want to remind you of how these broadcasts work through Be Live TV and as part of the Facebook community, I guess you would call it. So because we are part of this Facebook community, the way that we get our healing and our show out there is by the help of you guys. By liking or loving and sharing the show, it allows it to show up for other people who might be in need. So it's your way to actually begin to heal your community as well. So if there's a possibility that someone you know might need some healing assistance, please like and share this so that they get an opportunity to connect with us as well. And this is one of the cool things about doing a healing show, and it's all about you and connecting to your soul, is that you can do this meditation whenever it calls to you to do it. And so you can do this, 3 days or 4 months or probably 10 years after. You could watch the recording on YouTube and still get the same healing benefits, if not more. I have a number of clients who will watch this a few times a week as part of their self-care and their self-healing. So, make sure that you guys share this. Hi, Elise. I'm glad you are here. Hi, Ellen. And I will be pulling cards in a little bit. So for those of you who are new to the show, after we do our healing meditation and kind of clear all of our energetic garbage out of the way, I will pull a card for you. All you have to do is say yes, please, in the comments, and I will get that for you. If you're watching this in the recording, you can still type it in. I do my best to get to back to everybody and type it back in. I know I missed a couple people at the end of last week, and I apologize for that. I had a very busy schedule being up in Maine and doing a huge 2-day healing expo, and I did not remember to bring my cards with me. So once I got back, it was yesterday when I could have done extra. So I figured the energy was into the new week. So you can always ask for a card, and I will pull it as soon as I get to it. So let's, start bringing the energy into the room and get ourselves situated. Yeah. So for those of you who haven't watched the show before, you're going to hear me make some clearing noises like that one that may sound like a burp or a squawk. And lately, there has been a native elder, I guess you would say, who's been speaking through me. So you may hear that talking as well in the clearing, because that is a signal that, something is being given instructions wise to me, to you. I've had a number of people who have listened to the show, and they find that when the voice is speaking, they end up nodding. So somewhere on a soul level, your soul is resonating with what is being spoken. So that could happen as well. Oh, you are so welcome. Ellen was lucky enough to be able to come see me in person yesterday, and we were able to move a lot of energy for her. So I'm really thankful that that worked well for you, Ellen. Hi, Susan. Yes, I will definitely pull that for you as well. So get yourself nice and comfy, okay? And you want to have your arms and your legs uncrossed. Yeah. Because that will help keep your circuits wide open. We don't want any energy flow to be ricocheting around your body. We want to make sure everything is open and grounded and connected to the earth and to the divine fully, so that you're just an open conduit of healing. Yeah. So we're going to begin by calling in the divine, however you perceive that, whether you experience that as God or Goddess, Creator, all that is, oneness, consciousness. Connect to the divine how you feel and experience that. Yeah. Yeah. For we each have our own unique pathway to the divine, and it is simply ours. So just call in that energy however you connect. Bonai. And we're going to ask the divine to surround and protect us in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light. Creating just a personal bubble of healing so we can feel safe and secure. Just relaxing and allowing ourselves this moment to heal and reboot and recharge. Good night. And if you would like, you can also create another bubble around the room or the space that you're in, just to feel a little more solid, more safe. Yeah. Allowing you to be more open to receiving from your divine connection with the assistance of your spiritual team. And we're going to call in your spiritual team, your angels, your guides, your ancestors, your master teachers, gods or goddesses that you connect to, or the animal totems or mystical creatures, or the star beings that you may work with as part of your spiritual team. And we're calling in the divine energy of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration and frequency that is available to us in this moment of now. Yaicha. Donai. And we set the intention, as always, that this healing is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. Donai. So begin by allowing the divine energy to come through the crown of your head. And you may feel it as heat or pressure or light, or you may feel nothing at all, and all of that is perfect. where again we each connect in our own unique way. We ask the divine energy to come in and begin to clear any spinning thoughts, ideas, beliefs, or patterns that may be distracting us or confusing us, or pulling our energy out of the moment, out of the present here and now. Right. And I invite you to call your energy back into center, releasing any worries that you have about the future and what could be or might be. The anxiety that you're holding onto about the past, about things that have already happened. Possibly wishing they could change or you could do something differently. Just really allowing that energetic spinning to just calm, center, and regroup right in this moment. Keep on. And opening your communication with your spiritual team in all the ways that you are able to communicate, receive messages and information through all 5 of your senses, as well as your intuitive psychic abilities. Giving yourself space for clear thinking and clear seeing and clear knowing. And open up your ears and other pathways that allow you to hear and experience the messages from your spiritual team, but also other people. And when the communication is open, you are also heard more clearly and more fully. Yeah. And allow the tension and the stress that you've been holding in your neck and your throat to gently ease and dissipate. Any tightness you may be experiencing back there. Releasing any energy of interference of other people or other things claiming your voice, making it difficult for you to speak your truth. On, yeah. Go. Go. And release any energy of words unspoken, things that you wish you had said and didn't. Also release any anger that you may have used through your voice. So we all get cranky. So pulling back and bringing your voice and your self-expression and your who you are back into integrity, back into center. Releasing the hold that another may have on you. Go. Go. And beginning to bring the energy down your shoulders, releasing the burdens and responsibilities. Boskai. Just allowing those responsibilities and things that you've taken on to gently release off of your shoulders. Yeah. You can pick it back up when the meditation is done, but you do not need to be holding it in this exact moment of time. Bonai. Yes, guy. And open up in your lungs so that you may breathe life more fully. Releasing any stuck air, or any time that you've held your breath in fear, in anxiety. Bonchai. Yoi. Yoi. Yeah. Giving your heart space to open and breathe. Allowing the divine energy to just release any disappointment or sadness or grief that you are holding onto. Born. Release any guilt or shame that you may be holding on to for yourself or for anyone else. Yeah. And sending healing and opening communication with your inner child. Allowing your inner child space to stretch and grow. Yeah. Releasing any woundings or trauma. That may have held on to for you. Bonayena. Yes. Yes. Yeah. 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 Really giving your inner child room for joy and wonder and excitement. Releasing all of the sad and cranky energy. Yeah. Yeah. Then it may be holding on to for you. Yeah. Yeah. And bringing the energy down to your inner adult and releasing your inner adult from all the energy of doing. All the to-do lists and the tasks and the responsibilities and the stress, and just allow them space to just be in this moment. Yeah. 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 Really just allowing them to gently return back to their center. ready to accomplish what is needed. But with grace and ease.
Bonnie. Yes. Jo Labbé. Jo Labbé.
And moving over to the inner warrior and releasing the warrior from their hypervigilance.
Jo Labbé. Jo.
Allowing them space to breathe.
Jo.
Ready to take action when needed, but at this moment, they can simply be as well.
Jo.
For there are no battles in this moment.
Jo Labbé. Jo Labbé. Jo Sky.
And moving into connect with the sage, the elder that lies within. So that you may connect with your inner knowing. For the sage holds the wisdom of every lifetime that you've ever lived. And when you are open, you simply can remember when you are ready. Or when you need it.
Jo. Jo.
And moving down into your belly, into your solar plexus, and releasing any energy of fear, anger, judgment, resentment that you may be holding on to for yourself or for others.
Jo. Jo.
And releasing all the negative self-talk that you do, the way you bully yourself with negativity. Release that energy and allow room for your self-esteem and your self-worth to stretch and grow back to their original, full, beautiful place.
Jo Labbé. Jo.
And releasing any anxiety, worry, overwhelm, or stress that you may be holding on to.
Jo.
Or any energy that may rev up your adrenaline, your adrenal glands into the fight or flight mode. For in this moment, you are completely safe, you are secure, and there is no need for that to be running.
Jo. Bon. Bon.
And even releasing any righteous anger that you may be holding on to. The righteous anger is meant to spark us into taking action, but it is not meant to be held onto begrudgingly or in a way of passing judgment on others.
Jo. Jo.
This squeezes the kidneys and doesn't give them space to run properly when we hold onto that anger.
Bonaye. Bonaye. Yeah.
Moving the energy down into the second chakra, beginning to bring all of our relationships back into balance. So releasing any negative, toxic energy where it is not an equal give and receive relationship. So if you are in a relationship where you give more than you receive, or you receive more than you give, restoring balance to both of you, whether it is with people or with things. Releasing any addiction energy that you may be holding on to for yourself or for anyone else close to you. Enabling, whether it is an addiction with
Yeah.
drugs or alcohol, food or money. Really bringing your personal water back into balance. So there's not a drought or a deluge, but rather an ebb and a flow. And releasing any abuse or trauma that may be ready to let go of in this moment, that you no longer want to control you or your life. For you are not your trauma. You are not your addiction. You are you. And bringing your energy down into your root chakra, and clearing away any energy that has left you feeling unsafe, insecure, unstable in your home, in your finances, in your family. Really knowing that in this moment right now, you are completely loved and protected and safe.
Doye Jaye. Sonaye. Koskainaye.
And so it is. And allowing the energy to take root and move down through both hips and both legs, clearing any energy that is impeding you from walking your path, your spiritual or your physical path.
Boyana.
And allowing your energy to connect with the Earth Mother beneath you. Whether you perceive that is giant roots extending out from your feet, going through the layers of the foundation of the building you're in and through all the layers of rock and earth. Or if you see a giant umbilical cord connecting you to the womb of the Earth Mother herself. Through your first chakra, through your second chakra, even through your heart, wherever you feel the need to have the cord connect from and down.
Yeah.
And allowing the roots and the cords to go deep within the earth, passing through layers and layers of rock and dirt, past old bones, old civilizations, past the old dinosaurs, and all the beings who walked here before us, until your energy reaches the very molten lava center of the earth and it wraps around, anchoring you, connecting you to that center, that orb of creation that resides within the heartbeat of the mother. And then asking that energy to fill all of those places where you've released energy, filled with that gold and honey or thick, dark earth, whatever feels deep and nourishing to you. For it is the nourishing feminine energy that it is filling you. And allowing it to come up through your feet and your legs. Giving you strength and flexibility to move through your life with ease and grace.
Bonaye.
Filling your hips and your pelvic floor so that you have all the energy needed to create and manifest your own life and your own story.
Yeah.
Your own existence here on the earth plane. On every plane. Filling up your lower belly and your spinal cord so that you feel fully held and supported by the Earth Mother and the divine masculine and feminine energy coming together in harmony and balance within you. And allowing the energy to come up through your upper belly, loving and supporting all of your organs so that they can work easily for you the way they are meant to.
Bonaye.
And coming in through your ribs and your heart, allowing your heart to fill, even stretching your heart to hold even more love and compassion for yourself and for others.
Bonaye. Yes, guy.
And as your heart fills, allowing it to move down your arms, down your shoulders, through to your hands, so that everything you touch or hug, hold on to, will carry the divine healing vibration.
Bonaye.
Allowing it to move up through your throat, your jaw, your eyes, your third eye, up through the top of your crown, and allowing it to cascade over you, cleansing, restoring, and repairing your aura in all of its layers, in each and every direction. Above you, below you, in front of you, behind you, on either side of you, in this sphere of healing, on the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, the karmic, and the past lives, even. Wherever you allow the healing to flow.
Bonaye.
And taking a moment as a group to send healing to those who have prayed and asked for healing. And sending healing to the earth as well. In gratitude for how she takes care of us, giving us a place to live, food to eat, air to breathe, water to drink. And she needs our love as well. And take a moment to thank your spiritual team for coming and guiding and assisting you in your own healing this evening.
Bonaye. Yes, guy. Yeah.
And now gently allow your energy to return back to this moment, feeling the weight of your body in the chair or on the bed or on the floor, wherever you may be.
Yeah.
Feel the texture of the clothes on your body, the smells that you may have around you. And the sounds you may hear in the room. And just gently return back. Whew. How you guys doing? That was a very emotional one on this end. If you were removing, one of the ones who was removing the trauma and the abuse, be really gentle with yourself for the next couple of days. Because releasing that type of energy can be very emotional. And so please drink plenty of water. It helps to have water with citrus, like lemon or lime. And Just allow yourself to do things that are self-comforting for you. Because there was a lot that released as a group in that. And maybe it was just a little bit for each person, but it was a huge wave on my end. So be really gentle if you are somebody who released a lot in that. So with that, I'm going to start with the card drawings. And I'm somebody strange. I draw cards for everybody who asks, even if we go late, because it's just one of those things to me that it's important. If you are here and wanting to connect, it's my job to heal as part of healing the healers to help you do that. And so I will stay until we're done. Because a couple people asked if I had time. The divine has no sense of time, and so we're always now. So there is no constraint when it comes to that. So I'm going to start with Rochelle. So I'm going to remove my name so that you can see the card more clearly. So Rochelle, your card is Alchemy. And Alchemy is a cool card. This is all about, this is a period of time of transformation for you. So it's taking things that felt really like the garbage, I guess it's a hard way to put that, but things that felt really hard and really difficult are now being transformed and transmuted into the gift that they really were meant to be for you. So sometimes we go through really challenging times so that we can make space for something even better than we could imagine to come into place. And so you're in a time of that where the negative and the difficult is being turned into something that is being offered to you as a gift. So if you're still in a space where there's some negative things going on, especially around your physical health, really hold space that this is creating the change that you need within your own body to move forward with your life in the positive, brilliant way that you are meant to. Okay? All right. So Rob is asking for a card for him and for Julie. So Rob, I start with you. So your card is repetition. So the repetition card, I always think it's interesting when that shows up for people who are musicians or dancers, because we know what repetition does, right? That practice makes perfect. You don't learn to play a song the first time that you play, you first play it. You learn how to do the notes, but you don't feel the essence until you have lived the song, right? So this is a time where you're going to be doing certain routines over and over to build your spiritual muscles. Doing meditations over and over, doing singing over and over allows the energy to flow. And this is where the new thoughts and the new ideas and those aha moments can pop in, is as we're just doing kind of on automatic pilot, but allowing the repetition to soak it into our spiritual bones, into our muscle memory, so that we then carry it with us through everything. And it takes a little while of repetition to actually build that spiritual muscle, which is what you are working on. So keep up the good work and don't get caught up in it's tedious or it's boring, but just you're in a period where that is needed for you to go through the evolution of turning it into part of who you are. All right, Julie, your card is reaction. So the reaction card is that sometimes we're hit by energy and we respond to it, we react to it. And as an empath, that can be really absorbing and really overwhelming. And sometimes we think it's our own energy, but instead of it being our own energy, we're having a reaction to the energy or the environment around us. So remember to check in periodically and make sure, is this mine? Because that's not always the case. In addition to that, learning to differentiate when you are having a reaction. In the school that I teach, we talk about it being a trigger. And when you get triggered and you have this reaction, which is out of proportion to what the circumstances are, you know that it carries really ancient energy attached to it. And so when you have an over reaction to something, a larger than necessary reaction, you can take a look at that and see, why did I react that way? What is this connected to from my past? And that's an opportunity. The reaction is an opportunity for you to heal that really old energy and that old wound. So it's sort of a twofold thing for you. So pay attention to that when that's happening. All right, Jill. So Jill, your card is patterns. Hope you can see that. So patterns is, the universe's way of giving us messages, right? So if we got the message the first time, they wouldn't have to keep repeating themselves. So when you start to sense patterns, like you've heard the same phrase said 3 days in a row by different people, that's a pattern. When you've seen a number appearing up a bunch of times, like, why is 7 everywhere I turn? That's a pattern. If you keep seeing bunny rabbits everywhere, that's a pattern. Those are all messages from your spiritual team, those patterns. There's also patterns where you have people around you keep acting a certain way, and it doesn't seem appropriate, right? So it's like, why are they so mad about that? That doesn't make any sense. And you have that over and over. That's another pattern. And so some patterns are meant as messages. Well, they're all messages. And some of them are patterns and behaviors that we hold within us that are ready to clear. And the only way we can clear them is if we know they exist and we can take action to our reaction. So pay attention to both patterns that are messages and patterns that are in your life that need some shifting and changing. And know that you can change them. And if you need to know how, just, where to find me. Okay, Elise. Your card, dear, is perception. So perception is how we interpret the information that we're receiving through our 5 senses and through our intuition. And our perception can get clouded by other people's ideas, beliefs, and judgments that we've held on to as our own truth. But then we have this nagging sensation that old truth is no longer true for us. So you may be going through a period, I'm feeling that you are, where your perception is shifting. We have life experiences and we realize that some of the assumptions that we made at different points in our life are no longer true for us. So, as you're going through this sort of third eye adjustment, know that the shifting perception is meant to put you back into your center and to your truth and help you reconnect with what is true for you, not the truth that you've held onto from others. Our parents and our teachers and our friends all told us their truths along the way, and most of them we held on to as our truth. But as we mature and as we grow older, we have life experiences that may question that truth. And so that is what you're in a period of that. And when we have these perception things going on, just know sometimes it can cause dizziness or headaches, I'm hearing. And so lavender oil in particular is really good at calming that energy down. It's not going to shut down your perceptions, but it's going to take the excess energy out that you don't need. All right. Let's see. Hello, everybody. All right, Crystal. Your card is specialization. So the specialization card is when you have been doing your thing. You've been being you, and you've been doing it in sort of a broad, jack of all trades kind of way. So, so with energy healers, you may be like a Reiki practitioner, right? And you kind of can handle, the gamut of the physical things, can do a little emotional work. But you keep getting called to a certain type of client to do a certain type of work. And you want to build your toolbox so that you can really help that particular group and that particular difficulty. So that's when you hone in your skills and you sort of specialize. It's like having, a general practitioner doctor, and then you have a surgeon, and then you have somebody who's cardiovascular, right? So it's like you're learning how to take your broadness and really start to condense it down into, your particular way of doing it. Because there's always people who need someone who specializes in your particular gifts. And so this is a time to sort of hone in on what that is and narrow your focus. Because when we try to be everything for everyone, we end up exhausted. And nobody gets our full attention. They all get like 20%. So instead, when we can really focus and say no to the things that aren't in alignment, really get in there, we can specialize and we can really help even more people, including ourselves. There you go. All right, Christine. All right, Christine, your card is connection. So the connection card is, this is time for you to reconnect with your divine spirit and with your spiritual team. And for you in particular, I'm also feeling your inner child. You may have sort of put the inner child or childish things off to the side because now you're a grown up and need to be responsible. Our energy body just cannot manage tedious living. We need play, and we need friends, and we need fun. And so sometimes that's connection can be about making new friends and finding your tribe and who's ready to come play with me. But talk to your spiritual team about how to feed your soul and feed your inner child, and allow that connection to grow in your own personal way. It feels very heart-centered. And maybe your inner warriors had to be a little bit overbearing for your inner child for a little while. So just give yourself some space to let your child come out and play, because our inner child holds the key to our being. And so use that connection and the messages and the things that pull to you right now, because your team is really ready to work more deeply with you. And the inner child apparently is the key for you. All right. Amy, yes, you may have a card. So Amy, you have the card that is ready but waiting. This is a card about patience. You are ready for the next step. You're all set to go. But everything needs to happen in divine timing. And so we're often programmed to want everything right this minute. And this is not the time for that. There is the perfect time for what is meant to unfold next for you to unfold. And if you try to rush it or try to make it happen, then you're actually resisting the possibility of it happening. So just sort of breathe in and allow and know that you're absolutely ready for the next step. And the divine is going to open that up for you when the other side is ready as well. Because we're never in this completely alone, right? We need the next phase to be ready to receive us in our fullness. So this is a time for patience and breathing. But let go of the stress of like trying to make it happen, because that just pushes it farther away. All right? All right, Ellen. All right, Ellen, your card is perspective. So sometimes things that are happening with us seem huge, and they're just like overwhelming, you know, and we just make this huge deal out of it. And you know what I'm talking about. But in the you know, if you took yourself out of your body and you kind of like looked above, you know, just from an airplane, look down at what's going on, that shifts, right? You know, you feel like everything's so huge and so big, and so it's not. It's just a momentary flash. And so finding that kind of larger, wholer perspective and going, okay, this is happening right now, but I'm not a victim to it. It's just an indication of what's going on around me and what's ready to change. And this is like such a big part of the second year of the school, because you really step into who you are in relationship with other people, and then you start to get a perspective of it's not urgent, it's not, you don't have to be needy, it's going to happen in its own sweet time, exactly the way it's supposed to, and you couldn't ask for any better. So this is just about shifting your perspective from the me, or mine, to, okay, I'm part of a bigger picture. And we all have to hold our space for the bigger picture to hold. So just a shift from the drama of the moment and get a larger view of it so that it doesn't overwhelm you so quickly, so easily. All right, Neshi. Neshi, your card is renewal. So this is a time for you to sort of recharge your battery. And this is a rebirthing time. I was thinking how we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary of being on moving to Be Live TV from Blog Talk Radio. I know I didn't do it until early fall, but some of the shows started earlier, and we are coming to our Saturn return as Star Nations radio. And so this is a time of rebirth and regrowth and time to freshen up. So think about ways that you can freshen up yourself. I mean, you've done this glorious new haircut and all of that, but it can be things like, you know, changing around your altar in your room, or freshening up a coat of paint in a room that will make it feel bright and new, or rearranging the furniture, because all of that will shift energy, and you know how to do that. And this is a time for you to move into a newer, higher energy. And so, yeah, it's like a mini phoenix. It's a rebirth. So there you have it, my dear. Woohoo! All right, so Karen. Your card is revision. So the revision card is when we're stuck on an idea and it has to be done a certain way. And we just won't hear it, that it could be done a different way. So this is a time to kind of look back at your game plan, look back at how things are going, and be open to allowing room for change, because divine timing works the way it is meant to. And sometimes we set unrealistic expectations, or we put parameters on the divine that is actually stops the divine from helping us in an easy fashion. So it's like sending mixed messages is what I keep hearing. You know, you want one thing, but then you want another, and if you really had them both at the same time, they would kind of cancel each other out. So go back and take a look at sort of your spiritual plan of what you are doing, and see where the energy could be tweaked a little bit. Don't be set in stone that has to be done one particular way. You know, like when you're manifesting money, you assume that it's got to come from your paycheck. And that is not even remotely the only way the universe can send you money. So so take a look at that and be open to revising. Oh, Rochelle, thank you so much for sharing the show. I really appreciate that, because it always makes me feel like, you know, we got the opportunity to reach one more person. Elise. So your card is time. So time is relative. Time is when we hold the constraints here of the earth plane. Divine timing is completely different. So when we are focused on time, we're actually projecting our energy into the future. We're not in the now. Like, I have 10 minutes to get there. Well, you just took 60 seconds out of that to hold that thought. So this is about learning how to stretch time by being in the moment each moment, and everything will unfold the way it is meant to. And you'll notice that if you are able to do that more and more often, there are things that you actually won't get to, but it wasn't urgent and it really wasn't needed in the first place. Because if you needed to do it, it would have gotten done quickly. So really investigate your version of time and how much does it control your life at this moment. And try to switch to divine timing if you can, rather than having to be regimented with it. I know there's certain things we have to do regimented, but yeah, I feel a tightness, like too many boundaries on time for you. So learn to stretch it a little bit. All right, Lindsay, June. It's perfect for the mermaid girl. So your card is surface. So she is coming up from under the depths of the water, and as that is happening, things that have been sort of at the bottoms, at the dredges on the bottom of the water, are coming up to the surface. So as that stuff is coming up, we're having interactions with people that are more difficult because we're meant to have it come to light that that is a pattern or a relationship that doesn't work for us anymore. So as things start to pop up for you, you know, and you know this, heading into the second year of the school, we're back into root chakra. So anything that is fear, especially existential fear, and anything that has to do with money and family and stability, all of that is going to resurface for an opportunity to clear and heal. So you're in a period of time where that is happening, and you know how to heal. But sometimes remember, we need a helping hand. So reach out to your classmates or your staff and let them help you through that as that shows up for you. All right, Mary. Your card, dear, is expectation. So this is a period of time where you know something's coming and you can feel it. And you can choose to be excited that something new is on the horizon, or you can stress and worry about it. And when we stress and worry about it, and we're that kid who's like, when are we going to get there? When are we going to get there? If you're in the car with that person, the ride seems 10 times longer, right? Because we're in the anxiousness. And when we're like, oh, I can't wait till I get there, somehow the trip goes faster. And so this is all about being in a state of wonder and excitement about what's on the horizon. You know, you're looking to the future and excited about what's coming, even though you don't know what it is. So I always think of, you know, pregnant mamas, right? You know there's a baby coming, but you don't know when and what they'll look like and how they're going to change your life. And that's why we're called expecting. When you're pregnant, you're expecting. And you are, right? For 9 months, you're just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And what this joyous occasion comes out, you know, this beautiful gift that comes out of that, in being that in that loving state of expectation. So try to release the stress and the worry and be in the joy and the wonder of what is coming. All right, Jenna. Your card, sweetheart, is friction. And friction can make people nervous, like, oh no. But friction creates a spark of change. So when we bump up against people that we don't agree with, or somebody rubs you the wrong way, that's when friction is being created. But friction is a spark for change. It's like, when it rubs you the wrong way, you don't want to be rubbed that way ever again, right? So you're like, I'm not going to be treated like that. I'm not going to have that as part of my life experience any longer. So when you have moments of friction, instead of going into the anger about it, be aware of it. Be aware of the anger that might pop up, or the frustration, or whatever it might be, and go, ooh, this is one of the things I can change right here, right now. And empower yourself to do that and turn the friction into a gift, because you wouldn't know that the thing was there to clear if you didn't have that friction. because it's meant to cause you discomfort. So you realize that it's no longer comfortable. All right, Susan. So Susan, your card is moderation. So moderation comes to us when we need to remember that things come to us in small, it's interesting that I'm hearing two different voices. So one of your spiritual team is like interacting with mine. So hold on one second. So what I'm getting for you around that is that it's not, bigger isn't always better. And you don't have to, I might give suggestions to my clients or my students on things to do to help them connect more to their spiritual team. So I might say, okay, you can meditate, you can do automatic writing, you can walk out in nature, you could listen to my show, and I would give you a laundry list of things you could try. Well, I'm in no way suggesting that you need to do all of them, but pick the ones that are comfortable for you. And so this is find what works for you. And when we do things in excess, it doesn't feel good. Like when you eat too much food or too much ice cream, the first few bites were amazing, right? But then that over full, like almost nauseous feeling, that is not amazing. And it ruins the whole experience. So it's the same thing with anything. Begin any task, any new adventure in moderation. We exercise too much, then we hurt our muscles, and then we can't exercise at all. So this is kind of like take baby steps and really begin to align yourself with creating change for the long haul. It doesn't have to be done right this minute. You're taking action for the long haul. Perfect. All right. Liz and Elise, I know I drew a card for you already. All right, Liz, your card, I know you might not be able to see it, is brilliance. So brilliance is your time to shine your light. That which resides within you is meant to shine and shine brightly. And own your brilliance. Own what you creates you and makes you brilliant. Because we all have our own light to shine. And when we don't shine our light, there's somebody else who's left in darkness who needs it. So really hone in on what makes you you and really put that out there in a bigger, brighter way. You're playing it safe is what I'm hearing. Why are you playing small? Why are you playing it safe? So allow yourself to really shine brightly because we're ready for you. We've been ready for you. And yes, I will get one for Seth as well. So Seth, your card is space. And the space card is, we all need room to breathe. I'm feeling a lot of like claustrophobia, like you've been stuck in the house and haven't left for days. And so you need space for yourself to like be fully open and fully you. That must hit a spot. So you really need to get out there. You're hiding, and not in the way Liz is hiding. Liz is like, fearful of taking the next big step. For you, this is, I feel like almost like you're suffocating energetically. You're put in such a small container and you are such a big presence that you're bursting at the seams and you need way more room just to breathe and to live your life. So you need to get out there. I don't know if that's like finding a new job or, but yeah, you need to get out there, hon, and really stretch yourself because being stuck in a small container is really painful. And I don't want that for anyone, let alone you. All right, so get out there. Hi, Mary. Nice to see you. So your card is formation. So formation is when things are starting to come together. It may not be clear, things are still forming, but they're not like broken apart in pieces. It's like the merging is happening and there's a sense of, okay, I think that's where we're going. But again, don't rush and just allow it to show up in its own space because it is gently moving into place. And it's nice when things go smoothly and slowly because sometimes when we have to do a shift abruptly, it's really hard and really painful. So this is just a gentle easing into the next section of your life, the next thing that's going to go on for you, and a better sense of who you are in that formation. Like you're forming the new you. That's kind of what I keep saying. You're forming a new you, becoming more you, really. So very cool. Hi, Kristen. Nice to see you. All right, Mary. All right, this card can look a little spooky. Don't freak out. This one is preservation. So this is all about protecting yourself and protecting your inner child. Your inner child needs you to be its parent. You know, our parents did the best that they could. And, you know, it may have not been what we needed, but it was the best that they could. And now it is time for you to parent your own inner child. So nurture your child, bring them love, let them know that they're safe and protected and that you have control of what happens with your inner child from this moment on. And to do that, you want to release any of the old trauma and wounds that may be holding on to that are too heavy for your inner child to carry, and give them space to play. You know, do things that you loved to do when you were a child. Blow bubbles or, you know, draw with chalk on the sidewalk or play with Play-Doh or skip rope or go on a swing set. Like, just let your inner child breathe. And because right now it's hunkered down and a little timid, a little scared. And so it's time for you to preserve yourself, preserve who you are by protecting and nurturing that child part of you because it's very important. Hi, Shirley. Nice to see you. Kaylin. Nice to have you here. So, sweetie, your card is clarity. So the clarity card comes when we've used our thinking brain to come up with the answers. And we've bypassed our intuition a little bit. So the amethyst is on this card. It's a good stone to help open your intuitive gifts and invite your six senses to all work together as a team. So clarity is really about opening and allowing yourself to see things fully and brightly. And that's how that goes. All right, I hope that was clear enough for you, sweetie. Shirley. Your card is rediscovery. So the rediscovery is very similar to remembering who you are. And ask your child to help you remember. Because the child is the one that guides you and leads you through all of these things. And go back and remember what things make you happy. What things used to bring you joy. Because we all have moments where, things seem heavy and things seem hard. And there were times when it wasn't that way. Even when we've gone through a lot, there are moments of joy mixed in between, but we sometimes focus on all the negative and we forget. So what things really connect you to the divine? What really allows you to feel like you can breathe and are who you are? Maybe you need to go to the water or take a walk in the woods, or maybe you need to paint or sing or dance. But open yourself up to the possibilities that the real you is inside of you, just waiting to be remembered. Because that's what I'm seeing, is that it's time for you to remember who you are. Stephanie, you are so welcome. So lots of thank yous. Hi, Robin, of course. Your card, sweetie, is dependability. So dependability is when other people can count on us. And that is an interesting thing, because it means you need to have really, really super good boundaries. Only say yes when you mean it. Only say no when you mean it. And if you're not sure, say, I'll get back to you. Because when we stretch and we overburden ourselves, then we don't get done what we are meant to, and we're not dependable. And we all like to feel dependable, but we can't be when we've stretched ourselves. So this is all about how to be dependable for other people, how to show up for other people in a way that you are comfortable, and not stretching yourself too thin. That's what I just keep hearing, we want to be there for everyone all the time, except that's not possible, because we got to be there for ourselves too. And when we become dependable and have good boundaries on our end of our relationship, then the cool thing is that everybody around us starts to be dependable too. And so if you're looking for someone to be dependable for you, you start with you. And then you will attract that person or those people to really stand there for you when you need them, because you're there for them. So it goes two ways. So nice. Oh, you guys are so welcome. All right, Stephanie.
Yeah.
So Stephanie, your card is revolution. And revolution is when things have stayed the same for a really long time. We've been who our parents wanted us to be, who society wanted us to be. And we are so not comfortable with that. So sometimes we need to rebel and we need to revolt against the old ways and the old boundaries that were placed on us. And this is time for you to reclaim who you are. And you're reclaiming it in a much more powerful, assertive way. So you may have to go around and say no, no, no to a whole bunch of people who are used to you saying, sure, I'll do that. Sure, I'll do that. So cut it out. And as you're going through this personal revolution, try not to project old anger while you're doing it. Because sometimes we're so mad that that these people have taken advantage of us, or, we're not allowed to think or breathe for ourselves, that we get cranky, and we spew the cranky at other people. And try to really come from your personal power and be like, no, I really am not doing this with you anymore because it's not in my best interest. And then I'm resentful and angry at you, and I don't want that. It's a whole different ballgame. My goodness, Elise, I think you said yes like 5 times. And I know I gave you one. So, Sam. All right, Sam, your card is discernment, sir. Or ma'am, I don't know. It could be Samantha. Sorry about that. So discernment is when we have a really good perspective of what's going on, we're able to tell when it's our stuff or somebody else's. It's kind of like walking into a room as an empath, and you're picking up on all the emotions in the room, and you could assume they're yours, or you could go, something's going on, and it's outside of you. That's when you have discernment. So notice how you interact with others, because discernment is always done in relationships. And be really aware of what's yours and what's theirs, and whether you're reacting to what they're saying or how they're behaving, or whether you're noticing it and then taking action. There's a difference. So when you're reacting, you're triggered, and you snap a little bit, you poke at them energetically. But when you're in discernment, you notice it, and you're like, oh, I'm noticing you're having a really cranky day, and I'm feeling how much of that is being kind of thrown at me. What's going on? It's keeping yourself separate. Let me just check for a quick second. So Shirley, I did pull a card for you. Elise, I get my cards at a store called Zen and Company in Maine. This is the Sacred Earth Oracle. That's the one I'm using this month. And I really love any of the cards by Tony Carmen Salerno in particular. They read really lovely for me, but I like the vibration of the store that I buy them at. It's near the ocean, and the people who work there really enjoy their job. So that vibrates in the cards as well, so I don't have to clear anybody else's energy. And sometimes I'll order them as well, but most of the time 90% of the time, I get my cards from that particular store. So Rob said, thank you, Jill. Yes, we shall meet, Elise, when I'm out that way. Thank you, Judy. Oh, of course I have time for a card for you, sweetheart. So Judy, your card is Alliance. So this is a time to create the relationships that you need. And it's like you're gathering friends, and you're gathering people who share similar beliefs and similar ideas, and they're going to have your back, and you are going to have their back, so that you do not have to go at this all alone. I'm not sure where that mentality ever came from, that we have to be brave and do it all ourselves. The divine is with us in every single moment, so we are never, ever alone. And we didn't come to the earth plane to do things by ourselves. We are here to heal the planet in some fashion. And to do that, we have to be part of the community. And sometimes it takes a village to create change, right? So this is a time to start gathering your tribe, finding out who is has same ideas, same beliefs, and maybe same goals as you do, and really connect with them, because they're gonna have your, like, I just see, like, I actually see a group of women, like, their arms all interlocked, and like there's no breaking that chain. They're, you're standing as one. So very cool. All right. Nice, nice. I love it. Thank you. I'm just reading the comments just to make sure I haven't missed anybody. Thank you guys for all of that. I'm glad these guys are spot on. Oh, Christine. Christine. Okay, Christine, your card is fragments. So fragments come when we have these moments where we feel broken, or we feel like things are falling apart or have fallen apart, and we're standing there looking to pick up the pieces. We're not broken. We never are. But I do remember strongly that sensation within me. But the fragments is all about things feel like they're apart, and it's just because we can't see all the pieces right now. So instead of thinking you're broken or the situation is broken, hold space that it is completely whole, that you just can't see it all right this moment. Because there are ways that the divine unveils things in particular timing. We can't handle everything all at once. We get overwhelmed. So allow that it's unfolding the way it is meant to, and that all the pieces are right there. They're just not all seen right at this moment. Cool. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, I'm so glad you had to be. I love that. I had to be here tonight. Thank you. All right, Jessica. Yes, definite card for you. So your card, sweetheart, is motion. Nice. My guides want to have me give you crap about the school. So motion is, this is time for you to get moving, to start taking action. You've been sitting still too long in the same old, and it's time for you to stretch, time for you to grow and start moving. Any movement is good. Being still is digging in your heels, and you're pushing away possibilities when you do that. So it's time for you to take some action and create some movement and in your life, because things are stuck. And you know kind of where you would like to go in your life. But there's a lot of fear about money in particular, and what will happen if I do this? What will happen if? And that is keeping you stuck. So, yeah, I'm just hearing stuff about the school. So you and I can have that conversation at some point, because we need to have that conversation at some point. But that's what I'm hearing. So, oh, thank you for Neshi saying what a great healing meditation and divine messages. Thank you and my spiritual team. Thank you. Oh, yeah, tonight's been really powerful. So thank you that you noticed that I was glowy. All right, Margaret, I will give you your card. And oh, Cassandra, I missed you. I'll do yours in a second. So Margaret, your card is efficiency. So this is a time for you to kind of streamline. You might have a lot going on, and it's time to release the things that you don't need to do and really get set in a way that things are meant to line up. Because we can actually get a lot done when we're in alignment with who we are and who we are meant to be, and it's part of our path. We get distracted when we're doing stuff for other people that isn't ours and we don't even like to do. So if you don't love doing it, or know it's really, really necessary, then I would say don't do it. And because this is a time where you need to sort of do things in a very set particular pattern, so that you can get a lot done, because there's a lot of work that you've got to get done in a really short period of time. And efficiency and organization is the other thing. Organize your time, your space, and don't let other people take up your time and your space. All right, Cassandra. Your card is center. So center is reminding us how to come back into balance. When we're so much in the doing of our life, we forget how to be. So if we're in our, masculine, aggressive, do, go part of our body, we need that. But it's out of balance if we're not in sync with our nurturing and our feminine and our spiritual side. So you are in a state of like tilt, and you need to come back into balance, back into harmony. I know you're a little anxious about how to start walking on your spiritual path, because this is kind of new and overwhelming. But remember that, when you surround yourself with other people who love and support you and who are doing the same thing, you become a community, and it's almost like your soul family. And so it allows us to relax and be who we are. And so that can bring us back into our center as well. Because we have other people to remind us, like, oh, you're getting out of whack. You're not you. Where's Cassandra? I'm not seeing her. So it can pull you back into center. And, I know we've spoken about the school too. So that's another great way to do that. So looks like I went really long. And thank you for you guys who showed up and stayed. Barb, I know you just logged on. Hi, Barbara. So if you would like a card drawn for you, I'll give you a few seconds to make sure. And you just type in yes, please, if you would like a card. Or anybody else who maybe I missed. And I'm going to remind you, if you are in, Massachusetts, New England area, Friday evening here, it's the full moon and the eclipse, and we are doing a full moon healer share meditation. And you can get healing and really connect to the eclipse and the full moon and harness that energy in your life. It is so powerful and so amazing, and would love to have you guys join us in person. And if you enjoy, a good time on the weekend, on Saturday and on Sunday, we will be up at the Massachusetts Renaissance Fair giving free healings, and we have some great specials on the healing blends that we offer. And I can't wait to play there, because they have jousting and all sorts of stuff that's just fun, and my inner child just loves to play. So if your inner child needs to play, come on down. We will be there on Saturday from 10 to 7 and on Sunday from 10 to 5. And for those of you who really, really are interested in the school, or maybe you're hesitant, next Saturday on August 4th, we have an entire day from 10 until 5 where you get to experience a little bit about what a day of school would be like, and it's called Awakening Your True Potential. So feel free to join us, and if you mention Star Nations, I have a huge discount for you guys. Normally it's $99, and instead it's only $33, and it includes your lunch. So how great is that? All right, Barbara, I'm going to draw you for the last card of the night, and your card, sweetheart, is Core. So it's really similar to the last card about center. But the core is really about tapping into who you are at the center of your being. The core is our soul. It is the you that you've carried with you in each and every lifetime. So it's really tapped in to your central being, and really tapped into the fullness. So when you really reach into your core, for you, this is a chance for you to access your spiritual strength. Because I'm feeling the need for you to tap into your spiritual strength and really to sort of dig deep into who you are and access that so that you can manage the big energy that's coming your way. It may already be here. So that you have some strength and some fortitude. Because when we are in our core, we are unshakable. People can try to push us into their opinions and their ideas, and this is a time where you are like, no, this is me and this is who I am, and I'm not going there with you. And when you're in that place, there's just nothing that can create a different version of you. So that's really powerful. So tap into that core. It's really located in the center of your body. The Tatien they talk about in martial arts. It's a little below your third chakra, in between like your third and your second chakra, for most people. And it really, you can often feel it by connecting to the deep inner peace that is in your heart. So with that, Barbara, and to everybody else, thank you, Neshi, for posting. Contact me through trinityhealingsanctuaries.com for my services and for my healing products. And with that, guys, have a really beautiful, fabulous night. And I will see you next week here at 7 p.m. or on Tuesday at noon for chakra sessions. And I look forward to it. Bye, guys.